Topper. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Kazzalistic, and hi to my new subscribers because my sub count's gone up very fractionally, so hi if you're a newbie. So today I'm having a break in between the nativity because I don't kind of want to make the channel too boring because a lot of the figures are made in the same way. So I thought I'd just do something slightly different today, still with the Christmas theme. It was actually something I was asked to do by one of my friends. So basically I've done my own design. It's the first time I've actually done something where I've completely designed it myself without a pattern. So that's a big tick for me on the things that I wanted to achieve, so I'm really pleased. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a picture of what she looked like before, because she's quite fragile and I don't want to keep taking the outfit on and off, so I'm going to insert a picture of the before right here. Okay, so you've seen what she looked like before. She looked pretty battered and beaten, and yeah, bless her. My friend thinks she's, my friend I'm referring to is a retired lady, I would say. So she, this actually belonged to her husband originally. He's now passed away, and she's had this on the tree ever since they've been together. So this has been in her life for 20, 30, 40 years, something like that. She thinks it's about 50 to 60 years old. She thinks it's probably nearer the 60 mark. So the little doll, she does have movable arms. Let's see her little face. There we go, you can see it a bit better now. She doesn't have any knickers on, but I've left the paper bit underneath. I'll explain why in a minute. She does have legs. She didn't have any knickers on. I don't know what you call them in America, because we call pants is what underwear is, and you call pants trousers, what we call trousers. So do you just call them panties? I don't know. Anyway, underwear, the undergarments, cover your, yeah. Anyway, so I asked my friend whether she wanted to keep this bit, and she wanted to keep the original. It's actually kind of it's the first layer is paper, and the top layer is kind of like a mesh, but it's very delicate. It's very old, obviously. So I've left it so that it keeps a shape because it sits on the tree like that. So rather than it being down, I think it's from what she said, it tends to sit like that. So the yarn I've used, no great surprise, is a Mariner yarn. It's called Mariner Sparkle Double Knit. The shade is C001 and it's called Optic White, so that's what it's called. There we go, and there's the code. So it's quite a thin double knit. It's not as thick as some of the other Mariner double knits, but it is nice yarn to work with. Hasn't made my finger sore. The hook I used was a 3.5mm. Sorry, no idea what that is in American terms other than in millimeters. I know you work in letters, but we don't, unfortunately. So what I've done, I actually created the skirt part first. So I started off with and this will be in US terminology, single crochets, which is double crochet in the UK, and I just did basic, like you would for any circular pattern, basic increments of increases. Then I just did a few rounds, and then I did another increase, and so on. When I got to this part, I don't know if you remember one of my hats that I did very recently for Woolly Hugs had the cross stitch, and I thought it looked quite pretty, and I didn't want it just to be plain. I wanted it to have some design in it, so I've done cross stitch here. See if it will focus. There we go. And I did a couple of rows of single crochet, or double crochet in the UK, cross stitch again, a couple more single crochet, and then cross stitch again, and then a couple more single crochet, double crochet in the UK, and then I did, when the camera decides to focus, oh, it doesn't want to focus. Let me just try again from a different angle. Right, that's a little bit better. I've done picot edging, which is, if you don't know what that is, I expect most of you do, but it's just where you do chain 3 and then slip stitch back into the bottom of it. So that's basically what I did. I just sort of increased as and when. There is no pattern for this because I didn't really see any point in writing it down, because it's designed to fit this doll and this doll, or angel. It's got Halo, so it must be an angel, to fit her alone. So I haven't written the pattern down. I really didn't see much point. It has been blocked, but it's, I think because of the skirt underneath, it's still not quite laying flat. It was laying flat when I first blocked it, but and then for the top, I just did a chain and just measured it around the waist part, and then I think I did half double crochets, just did a few rows backwards and forwards. I didn't join the chain, I just went backwards and forwards along the rows, obviously with chain ones at the end, so obviously you've got a turning chain. And then when I got to the top, I did the last row, and then I slip stitched across, and I basically eyeballed it. Did a chain over roughly to the back. I do apologise, that was my tablet going off, I forgot to mute it. Oops. And then I slip stitched it into the back, and then did single crochets over the top, slip stitched across, chained, joined it at the back, and single crochet back, and then slip stitched round. I have to watch myself when I say that. And then to join it, I just left, obviously weaved my ends through. I've done them so they're tight, obviously, so they won't come out, and then pulled them through to the sides here and here. If it's going to focus or not. There we go. So here and here, and I've just literally just tied it in a bow. The reason I've done that is obviously it is white yarn. Christmas stuff gets stored. She doesn't have an attic because we live above her, but she does have, we do have storage cupboards, and obviously, like any storage, it can get dusty and grimy. So rather than tacking it onto the original one, which is what I originally planned and discussed with her, I decided just to leave it loose, and by having the tie on the back, it meant she can undo it, and if you're very careful, you can slip it over her arms. And I made the part here very loose around her waist, so that you could pull it up and it would go over the arms without damaging them. Once I'd made the top, I then literally just whip stitched all the way around to join the top to the skirt, so it is all in one piece now, but I did do them as separate things. So that's the little angel tree topper. I just thought, it's got a Christmas theme. I don't know if it's going to focus. Please focus for me. There we go. So she will be going back to her owner this evening. She has seen it. She's immensely pleased with it, which is a big relief, because when you're doing something for somebody else, you always worry whether, you know, they're going to like it or not. But she's really chuffed, and it's actually made it, compared to how she looked before and after, I think she looks almost like new. So hopefully she'll last for another 50-60 years. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. I just thought I'd do something a little bit different to, you know, mix it up, because, you know, I know not everybody's into the nativity, depending on what your beliefs are and whether, you know. Ooh, sorry, I caught my trouser leg on the tripod. I'm not doing very well today, am I? Sorry about that. You might notice there's a slightly different background. I've just got stuff laid out on the sofa. I'm trying to wrap presents in amongst filming, so I've had to scoot along the sofa a little bit. So if you're wondering what all that is behind me, that's some of my yarn stash. And I've got plastic, sort of clear plastic bags over them to just keep the dust off them, because it gets very dusty in this flat. So yeah, so just very slightly scooched across from where I normally am, but I didn't think you'd mind too much. I hope the lighting's okay. It's pretty sort of grey here in the UK today, so the weather isn't, it's cold, it's not raining or anything, but it's just very grey and it's quite dark, and so I had to put the craft light on to try and supplement it, hence the shadow behind me. So I hope it's come up okay on camera. You can't always tell until you go to edit, so fingers crossed. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed that one. It's just something a little bit different. So I hope you're well. I actually think I'm starting to come down with possibly a cold or something. I've got a bit of earache, and this side of my throat's starting to blow up, so I'm starting to feel a little bit blah. So I'm hoping it's nothing really horrible and it will pass quickly. I've done quite well to not catch anything so far. It's just the time of year, isn't it? So I hope you're all doing okay. How are you all? I'd love to know how you're doing. Yeah, and sending lots of love to, especially to Sean, because Godric's not very well at the minute. So big hugs, and I hope he's feeling lots better soon, and you can get sort of back into your normal routine. So that's it. So till next time, stay well, happy crafting, and remember to stay true to yourself. Bye.